How do you get paid as an independent freight dispatcher? So in today's video, I'll be talking about two most efficient and secure way of getting paid. And as well as I will be talking about the steps and all the important documents needed in order to get paid as an independent freight dispatcher. Maybe you are an independent freight dispatcher. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're interested in becoming an independent freight dispatcher. Definitely this video will help you. We'll talk about in general, kind of the best practices, but at the same time, I do have something very important to share with you. There are some cases where you will book a load for a carrier, and then obviously carrier will go and pick up the load and then they deliver the load. And what will happen next? They will disappear and then you don't get paid. So if you don't want that to happen to you, maybe it happened already, and I'll show you one comment, and I will show you one of our students actually, it happened to him. So I'll be sharing his comment, and we actually helped him to improve his processes. So you will have the chance to take a look at it. And before we get there, I really wanted to watch this quick intro video. Awesome. So let me go back to the screen share. I'll be sharing screens. And by the way, at the end of the video, so we'll have the Q&A section where you'll be asking questions, and I'll do my best to help. And again, for the subscribers already, for people who may be following me last, 2 to 3 months or something like that, you guys know that we do have this at the end of the live training, little bit of a Q&A where you will be asking questions, and I'll do my best to help you. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. Well, my name is Kamal, and we talk about starting a business. Specifically, we talk about how to start independent freight dispatching business, and we talk about transportation and trucking in general. Obviously, if you have any questions, please let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. So I do see Julio says, what's up? How you doing, Julio? Juliet, we have hello, welcome back. And again, Bogdan, I think you're one of our students. As anyone knows, this video will be recorded and will stay offline, that I can back and continue watching. Yes, we'll post this video and you will be able to watch, come back, and you can filter the video saying, the last posted videos or recent post, something like that, and you will be able to, get this video. So it's live now. Let me go and talk about this real quick, and I'll be sharing my screen with you guys. Let me go there and then share my screen. There you go. I'll just pop up on the left. This is the up-level dispatching for paid students, right? So this is where all of our paid students come together. This is right-minded, I would say, crowd. We have carriers here. We have independent freight dispatchers. We basically have everybody here. So this is up-level dispatching. This is the private Facebook group for our coaching students. So I do have this Kenny Williams, one of our paid students. He runs his own independent freight dispatching business. So this is very important, and this is related to this topic specifically. The question he had about May 6th, about 4 days ago. And as you can see, we had a lot of comments trying to support him. So this is what it is. As a dispatcher, how can I ensure that I receive payment from a carrier for loads booked? I dispatch a carrier who was stuck, and once he delivered, he sends signed BOL, which is one of the important documents, and we'll be going over. We'll be using these terminologies or terms, BOL, and then POD, which is proof of delivery, and rate con or the rate confirmation or confirmations. Please stick to the end. I'll just, make it simple, and then we will get there. So basically, I'll be sharing two ways how you can get paid, and I have one that I really recommend to go that route. So the BOL, and I never heard, So one quick thing, guys. I know you watching this video right now, as you can see, maybe you already saw the people will be, joining, but this is for the private coaching students. So your request will be denied unless if you're a paid student, right? So let's go there. We also had a card on file, but the card was not active, or it was the wrong numbers. What processes do you all use to guarantee you get paid on time? And this is why, and as you can see, this video will obviously supplement, our students, but at the same time, you guys out there will be learning at the same time how you can get paid. And this is, we have all the responses. We try to help him, and I'm assuming, he now has some ideas to optimize his, paperwork process and how to get paid. So let me stop this, and then I'll go ahead and start talking about the systems, how you can get paid. I do see questions coming in. Please keep them coming in, and then we will have the Q&A session. Please allow me to explain this. This is very important. So basically the simple way of doing this, building your own system, that is the number one option. What I mean by saying build your own system, and obviously this is how you get paid. You have your company. Maybe you have a company, you don't. We do see a lot of people kind of get confused about, you don't need an LLC when you're starting out. Some people will say you need to start an LLC in order to be like a legit company out there so that you can charge people. Some people kind of struggling, still didn't understand the sole proprietorship. Some people don't get the idea of kind of protection, liability, whatnot. So I'll just leave up to you. And again, this is a quick disclaimer, guys. This is for educational and entertainment, purposes only. You just take this video, gather some ideas, and if you need help, obviously you reach out to us, or maybe you have somebody who can help you. But then don't take this video and go there and then start your LLC and then start dispatching. We don't recommend that, right? So this is specifically for educational purposes. So you will be learning, obviously, ins and outs of this business, but then you are on your own. So here's the deal. When you build your own system, this is what I mean. You have a company and you have a carrier, you using load boards to find a load, book a load, and obviously dispatch a load. When you dispatch load to a carrier or owner operator, or maybe your carrier has 4 or 5 trucks, it doesn't matter, then what will happen is that then driver will just, go ahead and pick up the load, and then it will deliver the load. But then what's happening? What's next? Then you will be receiving 2 important documents. One is the BOL, right? So bill of lading. So we'll be just using, BOL for short. It's just a bill of lading. Think about receipt, okay? So then POD. POD stands for proof of delivery. Okay, so then your driver or your carrier will send you the proof of delivery and then a BOL, and you have the copy of the rate con, which is rate confirmation. It's a piece of document. This is a very, very important document. When you book a load with a broker, then broker will send you the agreement saying, hey, this is how much I pay or will pay for the load that you booked with me. So let's say if it's a load from Atlanta, Georgia to Houston, Texas, and that load is $5,000, and basically this agreement states that this carrier and broker agrees on this $5,000 load. So now you're liable, or meaning your carrier liable to go pick up the load and safely, on time, deliver the load. So you have that copy, but the 2 things will happen. Your driver will send you the proof of delivery and the BOL. What will happen next is that you will be invoicing to your carriers. This is the first option, meaning option number 2, as you can see over here, is it's your system. So your system is basically whatever the tools you're using, you'll be invoicing to your carrier saying, hey, we booked this load or a couple of loads. Maybe you sending invoice every week, bi-weekly, maybe every month. It's up to you how you agreed with your carrier. It's up to you, but this is what's happening. I did the job for you. These are the loads that I booked for you and you delivered. So these are the rate confirmations and these are the PODs, which is proof of delivery. And then this is the bill of ladings I have. That's it. You send an invoice and then you wait for to carriers to get back to you saying, hey, well, okay, so your invoice is paid, or maybe you're using QuickBooks, you're sending email with an invoice, and then they will pay using their phone, your computer, doesn't matter, and then this is how you get paid. This seems like very straightforward. But then, as you can see, or you saw already the post that I shared with one of my students, what will happen is that just carrier will deliver it and then they will disappear. It happens, but you know, two things will happen obviously when that happens. What will happen next is, like, you kind of puzzled. This carrier left. I did a job for him. The good thing about it is that, hey, now you know that this carrier sucks, right? So now what you're doing is that it just, hey, delete from your system. You're not serving this guy anymore. It happens, but it's not, you know, that many. But I would say in about like 2 to 3%, it will happen. How to avoid this before we go to the second option, which is, this is what I recommend, but obviously it was, you know, the system, the others, people's systems I will be going over, but actually that was the number one, since I reserved for later because we need to get covered in a couple of things before we get here. So then it makes sense. In order to avoid this, what I recommended, you know, to my student is that, listen, when you are auditing or running some diagnostics on your carrier, the first call that you're making with the carrier, trying to connect with them, be straightforward. You say, hey, I need 2 cards on file. One is your debit card and the second is the credit card. Okay? So I will be billing or sending invoice every Friday or every other Friday, whatever, right? So you just pick a date. You'll say, I'll do the job for a week. And then starting next week, I will be sending your the invoices so that, you know, I get paid. And if you're using factoring companies, I will just, you know, take that and upload to your factoring company. This is very important. So once you do that, I do see a lot when, I would say, you know, our students, I saw, you know, a couple doing this is they don't do the Zoom call. They don't do, it's just like just a phone call saying, hey, okay, this is what I do. Now I understand what you're doing. How many trucks do you have? I'll start on Monday and I'll just log into my load board or your load board and I'll just start dispatching. And then I'll send you the carrier agreement, dispatch with carrier agreement, and I think we're good to go. They're not running any diagnostics, no auditing. I think this is the crucial moment when you really need to know who you're dealing with. You need to know about this carrier is that, hey, are you legit? Like, if you're not running any diagnostics on this carrier, like, how you can be sure that this guy will pay me, right? So the auditing is very, very important. We never take a carrier, and we don't advise to our, you know, students as well that, hey, you don't need to take a carrier unless you have the Zoom call like this. It's just one-on-one, and you're asking questions. You kind of basically dissecting the business and asking very, very important questions, right? And you may be going over the contract saying, hey, this is what I do. This is why I don't do it. And if I don't get paid right next day, you know, everything will stop. Your paperwork, I will send you the collection. I will do X, Y, and Z. I will report you. I will do this and that. I'm just giving you an example, right? So then, you know, don't scare your carriers right away. But what I'm trying to say is that it is very professional way explaining, hey, this is a business I understand. I will help you to run your business and you will get there. But then remember, is, you know, I need to get paid. So I will be representing your company. I will be doing my best to help you make money. But at the same time, what about me? This is very important. So then what will happen, you will send an invoice, you get paid. But what about the card declining, right? So you're running again and it declines. You run again, it declines. You call carrier, no response. You email to a carrier, no response. There's, you know, pending invoice. right away you stop doing anything that you're doing for this carrier. That means this guy is not legit, disappeared, they don't want your service, something happened, he can't pay or something like that. What I will do is that I'll contact his factoring company, because if that carrier uses any factoring company, you call them and say, hey, I was a dispatcher and this, what happened, trying to figure it out, right? And see what happens. Mostly factoring companies will kind of, support their carriers, but not you, but it's worth trying, right? So then factoring companies will reach out to the carrier saying, hey, there is a dispatcher, your dispatcher trying to get back to you, like he did a job or this company served you, but you didn't pay, and just get back to him or get back to this company, something like that. So then obviously what's happening, and again, coming back to this recommendation, is that you need to have 2 cards on file. 1 debit card, second is a credit card. So we give all the documents needed, the authorizations that they can charge, automatic authorization, everything. It's inside a training, but you must have those in order to have a permission from a carrier saying, hey, if we did a job, we will just run the card automatically, right? So we don't call you and saying, hey, we need your permission to run. Just runs automatically. What will happen if you there's absolutely nothing, he's not getting back to you, he disappeared, whatever the job you did is gone. And the second thing you will do is, you need to work prior to this, you must connect with the collection companies, maybe 2 to 3 collection companies. They're very good terms. By the way, OTR Capital, they have this, collection services inside. So like in-house collection services. That means if you couldn't get paid, then factoring company will help you so that you can get paid. So collection services. That's it. And to me, if you really wanted to go there and report, do whatever you want, but it's to me, it's a waste of time. I'll just focus on one thing only, serving my carriers. So this carrier is gone. Whatever I did, it's just gone. And then what you can do is that, hey, you can report that as a loss at the end of the year on your tax returns. That's what will happen. And again, I'm giving you an example. This is what happened. This is what's happening with my students. And obviously, if you're not my students, then just do your diligence and then talk to the CPAs and talk to small business attorneys. What are the actions you need to take in order to kind of avoid this? So then this is the option that I recommend. It actually was the option number 1, the other people's systems. This is very important. You don't have to build your own system so that, hey, there's a collection companies, there's email number 1, email number 2, then after 15 days, I will send another email. This is the follow-up sequences to get paid. You can do that. But what I would recommend is working with the factoring company. And again, when I say working with the factoring company, people will think that carrier's factoring company, meaning if I have X, Y, and Z trucking company and they work with X, Y, and Z factoring company, I need to work with them in order to get paid. That's not the case. What I'm saying is that you, as an independent freight dispatcher, working directly with factoring companies. And now there is another question. Do factoring companies work with independent freight dispatchers? Yes, not a lot of them. And we actually did it with Nick Garcia from the OTR Capital. OTR Capital, they work with both with carriers and independent freight dispatchers. They are the only one in the market that are working with independent freight dispatchers. So what will happen, you'll connect with the factoring company. So there is a link below this video. You can check it out. There is a form. Once you submit that form, OTR Capital will receive your form and then they will reach out to you. And obviously over the phone, they will be asking questions to qualify you. Since we're talking about the qualifying process, and I got a couple of emails saying, hey, Kamal, I reach out to them and there's a qualification process, but I'm not a dispatcher at the moment, but this is what they said. I was like, we literally on the video, we said that don't reach out to OTR Capital if you are not independent dispatcher. It won't work for you. I think it will be just waste of time to just go there and talking to people and wasting their time and your time. It's not worth it, be honest with you. So if you're not an independent freight dispatcher, just stop doing it. Don't call OTR Capital because they'll be working only with independent freight dispatchers. So once you get that, if you're an independent freight dispatcher, and again, very, very important. Now, I'm trying to save your time. If you are an independent freight dispatcher, then what we can do, there is a form below this video for OTR Capital. Just click on that. There's like, okay, what's your email? What's your, phone number? What's your, company name? All the information. Give all the information you have because they will be either emailing you or will be calling you. When they call you, they will say, okay, so you are an independent freight dispatcher. Where are you located? And again, it doesn't matter. You can be any part of the world. There's absolutely no problem with OTR Capital. They will be working with you like any part of the world, right? Just ready for them so that they can call you, and then they will be, qualifying, asking questions. Are you, do you have LLC, or do you have this X, Y, and Z? Do you have, clients? Okay, do you use any tools or something like that along those lines? Then once they qualify you, they will give you the access to the CRM that they're using. It's a tool. It's an amazing tool. And again, there is a video with Nick Garcia we did about a couple of weeks ago. Please go back and watch. I think it's an hour-long video. It's awesome. It's very in detail. So when you have access to that tool basically will do everything for you. The only thing is left, you just serving your clients, meaning carriers. That's it. And rest of the things, factoring company will take care for you. All the paperwork. And you also will have the account manager with OTR Capital. Yes, they will be working. And well, actually, there is a tool. You're uploading everything to this, CRM, and then your account manager will have the access to your CRM, and then they will say, okay, these are the, BOL. There is a page missing. It maybe there is a reconfirmation, but you didn't sign, something like that. Before he or she, your account manager, accepts the paperwork from you, you will see the notes, right? So there's nothing can go wrong because they have account managers assigned to a certain number of dispatchers. So they will be watching you so that you don't make any mistakes, okay? So once you upload this, before everything happening over the phone, coming back, one important piece of the information, I just missed it, I'll come back. So here's the deal. When you're over the phone, they're qualifying you. Once you qualify, they will send you the application. So you need to fill out the application, send it back to them. What will happen is that now, before your carrier gets paid, they will deduct the money, whatever the percentage you're charging to your carrier. Could be anything. Think about from 1% up to 10%, right? So I'm not using any specific number, but just you pick one. It's just for example purposes. Let's say it's 10%, right? So there is an invoice of $10,000, and then you charge 10%. There's $1,000 of yours. What will happen? Factoring company, which is OTR Capital, will deduct $1,000, and then what's left is $9,000, and then deposit to carrier's account, and this $1,000 is secured, and they will deposit to it will do the ACH. It's basically depositing to your bank account. This is the way the factoring company, meaning OTR Capital, do it, right? So now what will happen, now you have this peace of mind, hey, I did a job, that's it, and I can get paid, no problem. All the invoicing, everything, it's happening inside this tool that OTR Capital gives you, right? So you can manage, I don't know, there's endless number, it's unlimited number of carriers. Everything is just in one place. Invoicing, documenting, managing, contacting, everything will be in one place. So we did that. It's available to you. But one thing is very important, that tool is free of charge for independent freight dispatchers right now. They can change, be honest with you, and then they can start charging it, but start charging for the CRM, but now it's free. Use it. And this is what I recommend. And then I'll be, start taking questions, whatever you questions have. These are the basically two options that you have. If you want to do it, I don't want to work with factoring company. I really want to work, just like create my own systems. I'll be sending invoice to my carriers. This is how I'll get paid. I'm not going to worry about factoring company. And obviously now you're on your own. Whatever it happens, you need to take care of it, right? So now what will happen with the factoring company, they're not deducting any money from you. They're not charging. It's absolutely 100% everything's yours, right? There may be payment processing or something like that. You will just, talk to them. But to me, it's like what I know is 100% free. And the only reason they will do it is because they want you to serve their carriers. Why? Think about it. Why OTR Capital, specifically, since we're talking about OTR Capital, they really want you to help stay in business their carriers, because if their carrier is making money, OTR Capital makes money. Think about it. It's a win-win situation. Again, that video that we did with OTR Capital, just watch the video and you will realize, well, this is what I was missing. And again, one of the reasons why we do this video, how you can get paid as an independent freight dispatcher, is because as you can see, it's happening with our students as well. And we are there helping them, but at the same time, you guys ask a lot of questions. Hey, how independent freight dispatchers get paid? How dispatchers, get paid? How much they, charge? I know if we're in the business, we're serving other clients, we deserve to get paid. That's what it is. And I'm here to help you. So now why don't we start taking, some of the questions. I do see you guys had a lot of questions. I do see a lot of students we have. Okay, so let me take this. Hey, Kamal, I never got a chance to make your 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. classes. Okay, so I think you're one of our students. I'm glad I'm here today. Awesome. So to clarify, this is specifically, I would say, for everybody, right? So what you're talking about, 12 p.m. and 3 p.m., 12 p.m. on Mondays, 3 p.m. on Thursdays, this is for coaching students. And let me show you what I mean by this. This is happening inside let me take this. This is happening inside the up-level dispatching. See that? This is very important. Now, we posting all the, as you can see, live coaching, right? We did on Thursday. So this is from 3 p.m. And again, so Susan here, just see that? And I don't think Susan, she is a student. Maybe she's a student, but when you're trying to, join the group, this is for coaching students, right? So in order to be here, you need to be a coaching student. So your request will be declined if you're not a student. So, so don't request to join this group, okay? So then let's go there. We'll see that we are doing coaching calls. Up here, so when we go here, let's say we have guides. Let me go there, and then I will show you something very important. All of the coaching calls, right after the coaching calls we do, we are upload them here, right? For example, we did this live coaching session back in, I think it was, and we also did yesterday. So these are the coaching calls for Mondays, and we do have coaching calls for Thursdays. For example, yesterday we did coaching calls. Let's see. This is for yesterday. This is for Monday. As you can see, this is for coaching students. Cool. Let me go there. So if you are a student, okay. So if you are a student, then 12 p.m. and then 12 p.m. on Mondays and 3 p.m. on Thursday. This is specifically for paid students. The live we're doing right now, it's for everybody. Well, yes, we're streaming into this, groups that we have. And then, by the way, we do have a group that I think you should join. So let me go there and real quick, and I will show it to you. That group is for everybody, right? So we also do live sessions there as well. There you go. So I share this. You can request to join this group, Dispatch Trucks Helping People Starting Profitable Dispatching Business. So it's about 11,000 people. As you can see, we're streaming to this group, and this is it. So you want to request, you can join this group. Absolutely, you're welcome, and then come back and learn from our members. So let me go back and take this question. Okay, there you go. Thank you for the great info. You're welcome. I've been watching a few weeks and just got my LLC. For those of you who don't know what LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. And paperwork back. Now I'm in the process of finding carriers. Awesome. Congratulations. And by the way, so we talked about this LLC. Obviously, when you starting out building your business, it's not required, right? You don't need to just like, oh, wow, this sounds awesome. Cool. Let me go there and then create my LLC. You don't need to do that. So what you need to do is just like first is planning, start planning, mapping out. And I think last week, yes, on Tuesday, we did a week. How do I start or where do I start your independent freight dispatching company? This is very important, right? You can just watch that and then now you're clear. And obviously when you're ready, you can start, the paperwork process. Let me go here. Julio says, how much is the classes? Julio, there will be a link below this video. We don't just say, hey, this is how much we charge for the coaching calls. We just need to kind of expose ourselves. You just, try out. There is a link below. It's the free startup guide. Take a look if you like, what we do, and there will be a option to join the classes if you wanted to. Let me go there. And again, I do have our students asking questions here, but we will save some time. Ask this specific question in the up-level dispatching group, and I'll go there and then I'll record a video and I'll go in depth answering your questions. So we'll just let everybody ask questions. So let's see. There you go. Let's do this. Hi Kamal. Hi. I love your teaching videos. Awesome. I wish I could take your course. Cool, just not in the place right now to afford it. Okay, I totally get it. Wish it was a bit cheaper, but I understand it's your time. Thank you for the info. Absolutely. And one thing as far as a charge goes, as far as like how much we charge, there's a cheap, there is like expensive, there's a premium price or something like that. The only reason that we do that is because we want a skin in the game. Obviously, this information is for free and you don't need to charge anything, but rest assured you that there are people out there, and be careful charging for the videos that we do for free and then charging hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands of dollars for the information that's given here for free. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so maybe you're thinking, Kamal, if you do this, then what about your teaching? What about the class? But this is like in coaching is totally different world, right? So we take step by step, but this is for, okay, we just pick it, title or the, I don't know, topic for the day. And we just, go deep and then explain, for example, this paperwork. But again, in the class, we just go and we talked about break confirmations, BOLs and PODs. And what we'll do is that since we don't have, a lot of time here to kind of show everything ins and outs of this paperwork process, but inside the courses, obviously, we just go in depth showing, okay, this is the example rate confirmation. This is what you need to look for. This is the, the POD, and this is how actually you uploading into the system and, those kind of things. But if I do this here, it will take hours to explain. Right. And that is the number one reason why we don't go in depth explaining, but you got the idea at least. So, you know how it works. But the best part is free. Cool. So, Lakeisha, she's one of our students. She asked, is there an option to have a hold placed on the card? What do you mean exactly? So if you could just go in detail to explaining what you're trying to do and placing a hold on a card, then we can I'll just go in and give you the right info how to do it, for example. Let's see. Let's take this one. I think this is kind of interesting. I see that, but that example is more than 2 years old. Okay, it's makes me want to reach out to them also and see what they can offer. Okay, so when you say 2 years old, I don't get it. But again, I'm showing you what you can do, and obviously you just contact them, meaning OTR Capital, and see what they can offer. But remember, if you are a dispatcher, do it, and if you are not, just hold on. You don't have to waste, their, time and then your time. It's very, very important. So I need to kind of, keep saying that. Very important. Let's do this. Christian says, thank you for the class, Kamal. Absolutely. Okay, it's helpful. Does independent dispatcher and carrier have to use the same factoring company to get paid? Great question. We did a interview with the Nick Garcia from OTR Capital, and I think one of our students asked the same question. And what they're doing right now, yes, they have to be carrier for, meaning client for the factoring company, meaning they have to use the same company. But OTR Capital working on this, they now realize the importance of serving obviously independent freight dispatchers, and then there are a lot of dispatchers serving carriers that they work with other factoring companies, right? So dispatchers connecting with OTR Capital, they wanted to kind of bring their carriers on board, meaning working with factoring companies. And there's a big reason. There is, I think, huge reason why you want to do that, because there was a residual income when we covered it, in detail. Just go back and watch that video. Very important. For now, both carrier and independent freight dispatcher must be using the factoring company, meaning same factoring company. But I don't know as far as other factoring companies go, because I never worked with other factoring companies. Just one factoring company, which is the OTR Capital. That's it. Okay, so hope that helps. Let me see. Let's go. I am a former student and I use OTR Capital. I love it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. More power to you. Let's see. Jasmine says, I'm late. It's okay. We'll post this video and then you can watch. But again, if you have any questions, Jasmine, let us know. So let's do this. Some people will, hide this, but I really wanted to kind of just make it available to everybody. This is very important. I think that everyone should do their own due diligence. 100% agree. Everybody must do this, but just read this. This is very important. And I like that, be honest with you. Kamal makes a cut out of any he promotes. For the OTR Capital, this statement is wrong. Absolutely. And this is live to the public. I'm not making anything. By the way, before, if I refer to any dispatcher, any carriers out there, obviously I was making some cut, right? Well, I'm promoting their company and then I will make a cut. But when I told you it's like, we all about honesty, right? Total transparency, 100% honesty. When you guys contact with Nick Garcia and then talk about this, I said, listen, we don't need anything. It's just like, if the dispatcher brings a carrier, let the carrier make money. We don't need anything. Just help our students. That's what we're trying to do. And if you're not one of our students, but you are kind of benefiting from it, right? If maybe you took some classes, elsewhere, maybe you know how to dispatch, you still benefiting, right? So, and you're welcome for that. But then if there are people really wanted to kind of work with OTR Capital and they're not independent freight dispatchers, they will reach out to us and say, hey, I wanted to become independent freight dispatcher, and we teach them, right, how they can become independent freight dispatchers. Now we'll send this, student to the OTR Capital saying, hey, we taught this person. Now he or she knows how to dispatch. Please serve, right? And then whatever this dispatcher brings in keeps 100% everything. But I worked with OTR Capital, and we're still working with OTR Capital, and we connect with OTR Capital, and we have really amazing partnership with them, but in a different way. But as long as it goes, for example, dispatchers bringing carriers, they keep everything themselves, right? So, and again, there is a load board subscriptions. And again, if you really need load board subscription, there is a link below. There are 2 subscriptions for DAT Power and Trackers Edge Pro. Yes, I'm promoting the DAT subscription because I am one of the top reseller partners for DAT solutions, if you don't know, right? So, and obviously we were one of the, first, well, actually Dispatch Trucks, our company, asked DAT Solutions so that they can create online login without contacting, right? It's a self sign up system. We work with DAT Solutions together, and then they created the self sign up system for you guys, right? And why is that? Because we have our students and we need to make this, system smooth as possible, right? We need to make this simple. Okay. Now, and obviously it makes sense using my link and nothing costs to you, 0 cents. What they're doing is that if I bring the student or anybody to them, something amazing happens. Yes, they will have the customer, right? Meaning you, and then 0 charge. For example, nothing comes extra out of your pocket so that they can pay me. Absolutely not. They're basically sharing the revenue with me. There's a percentage, right? And on this video, when it starts, it says that, hey, there are promotional links, right? It's like, by law, I must say this, and nothing too high. But an amazing thing happens if you're using my link and if you're signing up for the load board. Now I'm supporting you. Whatever is happening, right? You just like need our help. Hey, this is what happened. So like, I use your link, I need your help, then obviously we do our best to help you. But again, if DAT Solution changes the policies, for some reason they declined and they don't want you as a, let's say, subscriber or a subscriber basically buying the subscription customer, they decline, we can't do anything. It's just like you are on your own. So if they declined there is a legit reason, for example, right? We know that if they're declining, saying, hey, we don't want to work with you, there is a reason for that. And we can't change that. But if you signed up using our links, and if you, whatever questions you have, maybe you're a student, maybe you're not, now we're obligated to help you. That's a win-win situation, right? So, and I'm glad you mentioned this. In this channel, and our students know us, nothing to hide. It's everything pure, simple, 100% honesty, total transparency. Cool. Hope that makes sense. Hey, Kamal, I'm new here and I'm already loving your content. Awesome. Welcome back to, well, you're from South Africa. Awesome. I'm interested in dispatching in the US. Is that possible? Yes. You can be any part of the world and you can still do dispatching. It doesn't matter if you're South Africa, North Africa, any continent, any country, you can do it as long as you have access to the internet, you have a phone. That's it. You're good to go. Okay? So let's do this. Let me take this. I thank you, Kamal, for all of you have shown me. Awesome. I previously purchased a dispatching course from another company, and I did not learn the half of the information that you have shown. There you go. Thank you for honesty and thank you for sharing. Keep up the awesome work. You are appreciated. Awesome. Question. Once I sign up with OTR Capital, do you know if we will get access to the CRM right away or until we have a carrier? You will get right away. You will get access right away. You don't have to wait. And thank you for honest and for your feedback as well. Let's go. Marco says, what paperwork do you start with for the, meaning getting paid? So we already, I'm assuming you just joined, but rate confirmation, this is what you need to get paid. Proof of delivery, which is POD, this is what you need, and then BOL, which is bill of ladings. Sometimes meaning carriers will use bill of ladings as the proof of delivery, right? The receiver will sign the bill of lading, or they will give you the proof of delivery. Hey, this load was delivered, and you can use that and upload into the factoring company and get paid. Cool. Let's say that Marco has another question, or do we call to start? I just started an LLC in the business bank account. I was thinking of starting by calling OTR Capital. So if you just have your LLC and if you just created your bank account, meaning business account for your LLC, and you don't know how to dispatch, don't waste time. Don't call OTR Capital. It's just like meeting, like one shot, one kill. You don't have to do that, right? So they will put you in the CRM saying, okay, this student contacted, but this student is not qualified. You don't need to do that. Like, why would you do that? Like, if you're not ready, don't speed up the process. So if you're not ready, don't call them. I'm like repeatedly saying this. You don't have to do that. It's actually you're damaging, your reputation by saying, hey, like I have this LLC and I have the bank account. Now I want to work with you guys. It's not going to work. Like, you actually need to know how to dispatch, how to handle a customer or customers, serve them, help them. It's not about you. It's all about them, right? This is very important. Please. So let's go. Lakeisha says, placing a hold on the card if they have the factoring company and do not want to use mine. Lakeisha, kind of confused about this. Putting a hold on the card and using your own card. Maybe because English is my third language. Maybe that's why. But what I'm trying to say is that work with factoring company. So you are one of our students. Work with OTR Capital, and they will do the rest. You don't have to do anything. Like, literally, you don't have to do anything. And I don't recommend creating your own system and then charging your carriers. There are advantages and disadvantages, but then you have all the benefits here. Just like, go here. Like, don't go there. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Okay. Let me go here. And then Christian says, do you have just the mentorship program or you have to do the class? I only need the mentorship. I took a class elsewhere. Okay, here is the deal. I do have a mentorship, but think about this way. We have this, what we can say, it's like a value ladder, right? So you go to first step, you go to second step, you go to third step. I do have a mentorship. One is very costly. Straightforward. I'm not hiding this, and there is a big reason for that. Second, there is a qualifying point. What is that? You must be making at least 10 to 20K per month, meaning 10,000, 20,000 per month in your business to be qualified in the mentorship program, right? So if you're not making 10 to 20K, then I have the question. So if you took the class elsewhere, why you're not making 10 to 15K or 20K? See that? Like, now you don't need to be in the mentorship, because what we talk about there is all about scaling, right? It's all about like Facebook ads, like paid ads, like all the ins and outs of the tricks, strategies, hands-on. But then you don't need my mentorship if you're not making at minimum 10K. If you're not making, you don't have to be there. Like, now. Or if you can say, come on, I'm making more than 10K, then obviously there is an email, just reach out to me, and then obviously we will schedule a call, and then we'll go from there. There is an email, okay? But again, don't email me if you're not making 10K with the classes that you took, because I'll be asking this question like, okay, so you paid X amount of money or whatever to this class, why you're not making money? See that? I think that's a good question. So please make sure, and by the way, I'll share this with you. We get a lot of questions as far as this goes. When you're out there, well, I need you to kind of join my, program. And honesty, obviously, well, this is how we generate revenue, and then you will be generating revenue for your business. It's a win-win situation. That's straightforward. We cover this, right? So now, if you don't like me or don't want it to be part of the, company that I run, the mentorship or the coaching program, listen, if you're out there, watch out to do 3 things. This will save you a ton of money, okay? So you just saw that there was a subscriber or the viewer, we can say, said that, hey, we paid a lot of money elsewhere, but we got a lot of value just from your YouTube video or videos. So 3 things. If you are out there, for those of you who are interested in becoming independent freight dispatchers and like trying to kind of, okay, I want to sign up to this course, maybe that course. These are the 3 things. Very, very important. Keep this in mind. Just write those down that I'm about to share with you and just check mark. One is the information you need. And I'm saying upfront, 95% out there, people charging just for the information. If you just purchase an information, now you have a lot of questions and you're confused because of the information and no support provided. Now you need information. Obviously, it's a good information, well-structured course. And by the way, well-structured course, it's not too many videos, hundreds of hours of videos. You don't need that. You need to kind of start fast and start making money fast. This is very important and this is key, right? When you're asking questions, ask, hey, the information that you guys providing, how many hours of videos do you have? This is very, very important, okay? So is it like 10, 20 hours of video or hundreds and 200, hours of video just watching? You don't need that, right? So the second thing is the implementation. The implementation, this is what I mean by saying implementation, is ask the company or the person who are about to teach you, do you have the support? So by support, I mean 3 more things, right? So we covered the information, we covered the implementation. Now we are in implementation. There are 3 things. Do they have a Facebook group? Because you'll be asking questions inside the Facebook group, right? Exclusive Facebook group for coaching students. That's the number 1. Do you guys have email support? The support email specifically for us coaching students. Check that mark. And then third one is very important. Ask them if they have a coaching sessions, live weekly coaching sessions. If they don't have, run away. There are really good companies out there that they do provide live coaching sessions, right? Just do your research. I'm not going to do for you, but remember, first information, second is implementation. Implementation has 3 things. 1, Facebook exclusive Facebook group. Second is email support. Third is Q&A. So we do have Q&A every Mondays and Thursdays, 2 times a week, 8 times per month. And it's ongoing process. Think about it. Sometimes, it's 1 hour, but sometimes go 2 hours, sometimes go 3 hours. If I'm mapping out something and showing to my students, it can take up to 4 hours. And we do have those cases when we had about 4 or 5 hours. But we usually keep short, meaning 1 hour. I think isn't enough. And then they will just, students go out there and start implementing. Cool. So now, coming back to the third part. Third is very important. First, implementation. First, information. Second is implementation. Third one, this is very, very, very important. The promotion. Information, implementation, promotion. Promotion is all about marketing. If company doesn't know how to promote their products, that's the hint that they can't teach you how to promote your services to carriers. I just gave you the secret. If the company can't promote their coaching services out there, they can't teach you marketing. They can't. They don't know marketing. If they don't know marketing, how come? How they're going to teach you how you can promote your independent freight dispatching service to your carriers? Again, you can be number 1 world-class independent freight dispatcher. If nobody knows about you, who cares? None. Maybe I know everything about marketing. I know everything about dispatching. If I'm not doing this type of videos, I'm not promoting myself on Instagram and TikTok. I started recently on TikTok. Please follow me on TikTok. It's actually, it's Dispatch Trucks. I just started it. I have really good plans for you guys. So it will be just like bite-size content for you. Type Dispatch Trucks and you will see my face out there. So if I'm not doing this, if I'm not creating Facebook groups, who cares? Who cares about Kamal? Kamal doesn't exist. Same thing for you guys. Promotion, marketing is everything. So for those who just joined, very important, maybe you're taking notes. If you're looking for a coaching, courses, training, mastermind, mentorship, anything, 3 things. Information, good, well-structured information. Too much, less is actually more, right? So then second is the implementation. The implementation has, do you have Facebook group? Do you support on Facebook group? Do you have email support? Just delegate it to our, to your coaching students. Yes, no. What about your, weekly coaching calls? Do you have weekly coaching calls? Do we have access to recordings? See that? Now, once you have that, promotion, marketing. Do you guys teach marketing? Do you teach marketing strategies? Do you teach paid advertising? Do you teach organic outreach? If no, then don't join. Just run away. Save your money. Just learn on YouTube. Buy your own, right? So if you need a shortcut, reach out to Kamal. Okay? So I'm trying to be, funny. I know it's been for about an hour or so. So let me take these questions. Hope that helps, Christian. Let's see. If it helps, please let me know. Marco says, well said, Kamal. Thank you for that. Absolutely welcome. Sounds like you suggesting a start by just getting my feet wet and start making calls to drivers, brokers first and get more experience. Yes, 100%. Okay, Lakeisha, she always, before reading her comment, always says positive things. Lakeisha, thank you for this. So this course, will pay for itself. I want the training that would basically hold my hand through the entire process. I'm also pleased and excited. Honest speaking, Kamal is unmatched. Thank you, Lakeisha. Thank you so much. So Christian said, thank you. Yep, that helped. Awesome. So guys, and again, still I'm here. I'm talking. I'm still live. So if you have questions, please let me know. And again, I will invite you to join this group. Guys, this is the group you want to be part of. This group, we have about 11,000 people. Join, it's free, but make sure to answer the questions, right? So we do some, free training. We do share some, freebies. Just join this group. Guys, it's there. It's about 11,000 people. And by the way, if you're an independent freight dispatcher, about 35% of this 11,000 people, meaning 11,000 members, about 35%, they're carriers. Guys, they are carriers. So that is a hint. So if you know how to dispatch, start posting and then start connecting with carriers. So, and then there will be a link for the load boards. There's a free, 30-day free trial. Any questions? There is an email. You can send it to me. Any questions about the program, about the mentorship, anything. If you need support, and obviously we'll do our best to help you. And again, Lakeisha says, you're welcome. Awesome. So let's come back to another video. And by the way, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And what I will do is that I will just end here and then I'll meet you on the next video. Thank you.